Before they even let you donate blood, a nurse asks you a series of questions, like 50 of them. And if you answer yes to any of them, you're not allowed to donate. And she just goes like rapid fire, like, have you ever done heroin? Are you HIV positive? Have you ever been to Ethiopia? Have you had sex with a man since 1972? I'm like 75, 74, 73. I'm sorry, Toots, I might have to take my shoes off for this one. And if you answer no to all those, the very last question they ask is, have you ever had sex with anybody that would answer yes to any of these questions? It's like, which date was I supposed to squeeze this survey into? Me and some chick at Ponderosa, like, hon, are you HIV positive? I noticed you barely ate anything at dinner, which is usually a pretty big turn on, but this chick at the Red Cross is really busting my balls on this. I told you I still watch Muppet Babies. Is there perhaps something you would like to get off your chest? And then you make it through the whole way, and they tell you beforehand, if you answer yes to any of these, you don't actually have to answer yes, you can just get up, walk away, it's not that big a deal. So she says, have you had a tattoo in the last year? I forgot I had gotten a tattoo. If you have a recent tattoo, you're not allowed to donate blood. So I'm like, she's not looking at me, she's just reading off the clipboard. I'm like slowly getting up. I'm 30, so it takes a little bit longer. And then she just fires off in the next question, like, have you exchanged sex with a man for drugs in the last year? And then she looks up at me when I'm still like kind of midway getting up for the tattoo question. She missed that. She just sees me getting up for gay sex for drugs. And I don't know why I gave a fuck. Like, I'm never gonna see this woman again. But for some, I mean, they have my name and my address. So I'm just picturing like 10 years down the line, applying for like a mortgage loan, and some bank manager like, all right, so you enjoy working the shaft to feed the pipe. Bank manager impression. They do it at steakhouses all over central Pennsylvania. So I'm just waiting there for like the next least embarrassing thing, like kind of hovering over the chair. But then she goes into like STDs. She's like, you ever had any of the following? Herpes, scabies, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, purple clot. I'm like, just waiting for like the next. And then finally she goes, explosive diarrhea. And I'm like, thank you. And I walked in. I was watching I saw Louis C.K. on a late night show. I don't know if you know who Louis C.K. is, he's a comedian. I think he's the best guy out there right now. Just very witty. And I'm watching him on the show, and I'm like, God, he's so funny and just sharp. And I'm like, he must get laid by hot girls all the time. And then I start thinking, like, oh, maybe he doesn't. Because, I mean, he's kind of fat and balding. I'm like, maybe hot chicks can't see through that to the inner beauty. And then I'm like sitting there getting mad. I'm like, what's the matter with hot chicks now? I'd bang Louis C.K. if I was a hot chick. And I'm getting furious at the idea that maybe Louis C.K. isn't getting laid as much as I hope he's getting laid. And then meanwhile, like, I'm sitting at home jacking off the Halloween costume flyers. And not even my flyer. It's my neighbor's flyer. It was hanging out of his mailbox. They won't send me one. As if someone at Spooktacular knows, like, no, don't bother. He's just gonna buy his costume at Salvation Army and use our flyer to jacket in the bathroom parking lot. So we were having a family dinner at my grandmother's the other day, and I was dating a girl, brought her, and Grandma didn't say anything at the time, but I found out later from my mom. She's like, yeah, Grandma came up to me and she was like, wow, I'm really surprised Mikey brought a chick here. I kind of thought he was gay. Like, where did that come from? That's the last time I mow your lawn. Short shorts and a tube top. It's tough. She lived through the Depression. There's no way to tell someone that lived through the Depression that you go to spin class and try and justify being a heterosexual. There are a few things that I feel like gay people have kind of taken from us completely and just made into their own culture. It used to belong to everybody. Now gay people just hijacked it. Like the word fabulous. What a great word. I love fabulous. You can't use it though. You sound gay. I'd love to say I went somewhere last night, steak I had, as manly as possible, fabulous. But half of you in the back of your head, all you heard was, the steak was fabulous. I could even say like, oh yeah, I met this chick last night, this blowjob she gave me was fabulous. Every one of you is thinking like, sure, a chick. With an Adam's apple and a mustache. While you were watching Dancing with the Stars. Rainbow flags, that's another thing. I love rainbows. Who does not like rainbows? Gay people just completely took that, and there's no getting it back. If you get 4 favorite colors, chances are 3 of them are on a rainbow. I would love to drive around with just a huge rainbow flag off the back of my car, but I know the guy behind me is thinking like, this faggot doesn't know how to use a turn signal. And we've taken some stuff ourselves, like actually calling something gay, like especially amongst middle class, white suburban people, anything we don't like, we call it gay. Even if there's no sexual connotation to it whatsoever. Like a friend's like, did you see the new Transformers movie? I was like, yeah, it's kind of gay. He's like, what, like there's dudes having sex with each other in the Transformers movies? The Transformers are gay? Like, boop, 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 doop. I was like, no, that might have made it better. It was just a shitty movie. I went to lunch and came back, and this girl that sits next to me, she's like, so how was your lunch? I was like, it was okay. I went to Chili's, had that new chicken sandwich. It's kind of gay. She's like, your sandwich has homosexual tendencies? Like, what, did it jump off the plate, turn on Elton John's Crocodile Rock, and start blowing you? And do you eat it afterwards? Or do you just go to McDonald's and say, I got one of my needs met? Let's see here. So I read an article the other day. It was a couple in Miami. Were walking home late at night from a movie and got jumped in an alley by 2 guys. And the boyfriend just immediately takes his wallet out, takes her purse, just kind of like hands it to the guys like, look, here's the money, no one gets hurt. Like, we want her, we're not here for the money. And then without even hesitating, he just stands in front of her and says, no, take me instead. Like, rape me. Like, I've been in love a couple of times. And I consider myself a fairly chivalrous individual. I have never met a girl that I was willing to take a dick in the ass for. Because if that had been me, and she's like, what do we do? I was like, well, I'm wearing sneakers, you're wearing high heels. I know exactly what I'm doing. Good luck. That's what you say to me. Very good. Some public school hard at work. And I have to go to the officer the next day, like, well, what'd you do? Like, well, I ran and said good luck. And I meant that. I sincerely wished her the best of luck in this difficult situation. I was going to say don't get raped, but that seemed kind of crude. Like, I can't imagine that, just like standing in front like, just take me, boys. Do me a favor and spit on it. No. And those jeans make your ass look fat. This has to be the rudest raping I've ever been a part of. I've been dating recently. One of the things I think is funny is how differently men and women perceive the first date. Like, a woman comes back from her first date, her friends are like, how was it? Like, oh, it was great. We went to a movie, we went to dinner, and we talked about the movie, and we have so much in common, and he's got blue eyes. And a guy comes home from a first date, and his friend's like, how was the date? Like, oh, it was great. We went to Arby's, and she blew me. And she didn't finish her mozzarella sticks. And then one friend's like, yeah, she looked like she sucked dick. Like, what does that mean? What an awful thing to say about a girl. Like, she's got like a bunch of dick imprints on the side of her head, just like condoms hanging off her ear. That girl looks like she sucks dick badly. You better take that shit back to the University of Phoenix. I think I'm spending Arby's money on that. That's such a terrible thing to say. I mean, like, you look like you suck dick. Like, I just go up to like some guy on the street, like, excuse me, sir, you look like you pay for sex. Which way's the library? All right, I'm Michael Larios. It's been my time. Thanks.